Alrighty, people. We are gathered here today to replace the battery once more on my Precisionist, what's the model number here? I'm not sure. It's either C977856 or 98B229. In any event, it is a Precisionist. The battery is dead, and it does need to be replaced. So we're going to replace it. Now, hopefully the audio is good and the lighting is adequate. It probably is not good, but adequate will have to do because I'm not a professional YouTuber. So I don't have all kinds of wonderful lighting equipment to go along with these videos. This is my second video on this watch. The first video got quite a lot of criticism, particularly because I tried to get away with explaining how to change the battery on this watch without removing the band. And I have to admit that in the end, that was kind of dumb because removing the band is pretty easy. I've got here just a push pin, and I'm gonna push. That one's rounded. It doesn't want to be pushed. Okay, fine. We'll go to the other side. Just have to make sure that I'm in the shot, and push here instead. And voila. We will set this aside so it doesn't disappear. And now, oops, I'm out of the shot. We have the back of the watch exposed. So we're going to use this tool to open up the back of the watch. It's an inexpensive tool that you can get on Amazon. Here's the little box that it came in. Called the case opener for waterproof watches. And I bought it as part of a kit, so I don't have an individual price for you, but the whole kit, which came with screwdrivers and whatnot, was like $10. So not expensive. And so we have these notches in the back of the case, and we have this tool which we are going to adjust to fit those notches, and that will be going out or in? It's going in. That's going to be how we open up this watch. I'm going out again. Come on. And then, again, got to make sure that I'm still in the shot. I can't see the camera output. Twist with some appreciable force. And voila, the case is exposed. We do have a gasket here lying in this groove, and the last time I did this video I did not have any grease for this gasket. I have since gone forward and made an investment in silicone grease. Of course I can't get the gasket out, so come on, I don't want to harm the gasket. So we are going to grease that up, and here's the grease that I bought. Like, again, $10. And that grease will last me for the rest of my life. And so, here we have the watch, the back of the watch exposed. Now, there is a tiny screw. Again, let me make sure that I'm in the shot. I can't zoom in any closer with this particular lens on my Sony A7III, my regular camcorder, which has a better zoom, died just before I started making this video. Isn't that nice? So anyway, there is a tiny little screw right here that we need to loosen in order to get this backplate, I guess you'll call it, off so that we can replace the battery. And that, let me pull the watch up and see if autofocus, wake up. I guess it's too close, and that's as close as I'm going to get it. But again, we are looking at a little tiny screw right there that we need to unscrew. Keep this in the shot. And the last time that I did this watch, replace the battery, I took this screw completely out. I don't think that you need to do that. And taking the screw completely out is a little bit perilous, because if this screw happens to vanish, you're screwed. So I'm just going to turn it enough to loosen, and then I'm going to see if I can't, maybe another turn. I mean, if it comes out, it comes out. Oh, I see. There's a little post behind it that will not let it shift over. So I guess I'm going to have to remove the screw. Hail Mary, full of grace. There it is. Can you see that at all? Anyway. Okay, so the backing plate is off. And there is the battery. Now, what type of battery is this? This is an Energizer CR2016, excuse me, or ECR 2016 Energizer. The bunny keeps beating along, and just looking for an expiration date. Doesn't say. That's too bad. Other Energizer batteries do say when the battery is no longer to be used. And I don't see a date anywhere here, so we're going to just take a potluck. Because these batteries I bought when I first replaced this battery 2 years ago, and so hopefully these batteries are still good. But I suppose we're going to find out, and if the batteries aren't any good, then the joke is going to be on me. Anyway, so we take our CR216 battery and we reinstall our little shield here. Come on. Hopefully this will stay down. Nope, doesn't want to stay down. But that's the way it goes. Let me just make sure that I'm still in the shot. Almost out of the shot. And now we take a pair of tweezers And we drop that screw in its little bitty hole. Oops, just dropped the screw. Oop. Very difficult to deal with. And these tweezers are not fine enough, in my humble opinion. But these tweezers are the tweezers that came with this watch tool kit. Okay. Maybe it was this or this one. Oh, the screw is turning. That feels tight. We don't have to go hog wild here. And can you see that? It's ticking. So that is how you change the watch on a Precisionist, Bulova Precisionist watch, at least this series watch. I know there are other Precisionists out there that are a different series that may be a little bit different, but that is the Bulova Precisionist method. So you're going to need a super fine jeweler's watch, and you're going to need the battery, of course, which again is the CR2016 3-volt lithium, which is the Energizer version of the CR2016. And the next thing we need to do is lubricate our gasket. And here is our lubrication. So let's see if we can do this on camera, so to speak. I'm just going to use my finger to drag the gasket through silicone, and then I'm going to drop the gasket back into its little groove. And I have a paper towel off camera. And so hopefully the watch maintains its waterproofedness. There was a suggestion in the comments on my original video, so heavily criticized for the band especially. And that comment was that you should mark the back of the case so that when you the back of the I guess bezel in the outer case, so that when you retighten it, you can retighten it to the same position, and therefore theoretically you will have retightened it to the point at which it is waterproof. In my case, I have no plans on going swimming with this watch. To be honest, I'm not a good swimmer, so I don't swim. I prefer to be on top of the water rather than in the water. But anyway, I thought that was a worthwhile suggestion to pass along, since I am going to delete the other video and replace it with this video in terms of the battery replacement exercise. So Quick video, not complicated. There's a little bit of danger in dealing with that tiny little screw, but relatively straightforward in terms of the battery change. Don't have to reset, touch this metal piece to that metal piece like you do on some G-Shocks, of which I own 6, I think, G-Shocks. Am I still in the shot here? Yes, I am. So, tightening down and using a good amount of force, just a little bit more for good measure. Okay. And I turned something on. There we go. And so now all I have to do is set the time and put the band back together. I don't think you need to, well, why not? Why not show putting the band back on? So we put the little part like so. And it was, I think the middle setting is still good. We'll see. I have lost weight of late, which is a good thing. I don't want to be a fat old man. I don't even want to be an old man. But I don't have a choice in that regard. Come on, there we go. And the bracelet is secure. So, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to synchronize this watch to the WWV time radio station to get it as precise to the second as a human being can, because this is not a GPS watch, it's manually set. So I will show you that too, because I think it will be an interesting experiment to come back a year from now. It is March 11th, 2023, and see how much time we've gained or lost over the course of a year once I set this watch. Excuse me. So let's do that. I'm gonna turn the camera off. We're gonna reset this. I also have to refresh my memory on how to reset the time, but I think it's just taking the this. In fact, let's just find out together, eh? And yep, and that should be going to the, no. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't go to 0. The seconds hand. The seconds hand doesn't go to 60. And I'm kind of wondering why that is. Oh, we set the date to 11. I guess I've got some research to do in terms of whether or not that's adjustable, or do I need to set this thing so it kicks off at 3 seconds past the 60-second mark. I don't remember seeing that problem last time. Okay, I'll have to do some internet research before I get back to you to see if there's a way to adjust that back to 60. So we'll reconvene once my research is done. If I can find an answer to that, I will certainly share it with you. But you've just seen the battery replacement. Pretty straightforward. A little bit of danger. Make sure that you're in an area where that little screw can't go flying. It would be helpful if you had a magnetic screwdriver, so that will discourage that little screw from going flying, because if it does go flying, like I said, you are screwed. So other than that, it's pretty straightforward. The last ECR 2016 that was in this watch from my original battery replacement was lasted just over 24 months. So that's about how much you can expect to get out of it. And that is what it is. That was one person who commented on, or more than one, I think, who commented that the battery life killed the deal for them. They did not like 24 months. They wanted more battery life. Some of my batteries only last an hour on some of the other watches, like the Sunto Core. I can barely get a year. I think just a little bit more than a year, like 13 or 14 months. That battery craps out. But be that as it may, 24 months is fine for me. I like this watch. It's one of my favorites, although it does lay very heavy on the wrist. And I have relatively small wrists, medium-sized man wrists, as some of the others say. But there you can see on my wrist what it looks like. But I still very much enjoy this watch. And as I said, it's one of my favorites. So we will adjourn. I'll be back in a minute, in a second for you, but it'll be after I see if I can't find out how to get that pointer to pointing back to 60. If I can't, then we'll just compensate by setting to WW3 with 3 seconds beyond 60 and call it a day. And that it may mean that this watch has to go back to Bulova, but maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, see you in a second. Bye for now. Oops. Was I out of the shot? I might have been out of the shot. This Sony A3, the back screen doesn't flip over, so I can't see. So I apologize if I was just out of the shot. And whatever. But you saw what you needed to see. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back. We're going to try this together. Get some stuff out of the way. Hopefully the lighting is adequate. Like I said, I'm not a professional YouTuber, so lighting is a little bit of an issue. I've got 2 bright lights, what look like bright lights to me, but it looks a little dark. I'll see if it looks any better when I download this video into the computer, but it kind of is what it is. Let's see if I tilt it this way. Can you? That looks all right. So I found some instructions. Let's do this together and see if I can figure this out. And here's what the instructions say on the website that I found. Correcting the chrono hand's position if necessary. If the chrono hand positions are not correctly... I lost my place. Are not correctly located in the 0 starting point, 12 o'clock, for all chrono hands except for the 1/1000th retrograde hand, which should start at the 000 mark, then proceed as follows. Pull the crown out to the first click position. Is that the first click? That feels like the first click. Push and hold the A button to correct the chrono hand and the 1/100th hand to 0. This is A. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that goes around. But that's not the hand that we're interested in. pull the crown out. Well, I'll read through the whole thing. Pull the crown out and to the first click position, push and hold button A to correct the 110 chrono hand and the 1/100th hand to the 0 or 12 o'clock position. We did that. There will be a delay of about 3 seconds before the hands start to move. We didn't see that, but that's fine. Note, these hands are permanently synchronized so that 1 revolution of the 1/100th hand equals 1/10 of a revolution of the 1/10 second hand. Pull the crown out to the second click position and push and hold button A to correct the 1/1000th retrograde hand to the 000 starting position. There will be a 3-second delay as above. With the crown still in the second click position, push and hold button B to correct the chrono second hand to the 0 there will be a 3-second delay. Push the crown back to normal position. After making the necessary corrections, go back to the normal operation. So let's see. We push this all the way in. Am I still in the shot? Yes, I am. Almost out of it. We're gonna pull it out once. Pull it out twice. See what's going on? It's up here, but the second hand, it doesn't really say anything about the second hand, the set of instructions that I found. So there may be a problem with this watch. I may have to send an email to Bulova and ask them about this. Okay, that's now at 12 o'clock, and the 1/1000th chronograph hand is at the 12 o'clock, but minutes is at 60, hours is at 12 o'clock, but the seconds, blue seconds hand is not quite right. I'm just looking at these instructions to see if there's any mention of how to straighten out the seconds hands, and it doesn't say a word. So, oh well. Second hands is moving again. And maybe if I just pull the crown out when it hits 12 o'clock. Nope. It advances to between the 3rd and 4th second. I don't like that, but that's what we're going to go for. So let's... Okay, so this is night, and it is currently 3:31 in the afternoon. So we want to go... Am I out of the shot again? Yes, a little bit. I'm sorry about that. So let's do 3:32. Nope. It just switched. Let's do 3:33. I don't know if you can hear this. That's WWV. When we hear the beep, that'll be the top of the minute. Am I still in the shot? 2, 3. Not bad, not bad. In terms of the sweep of the second's hand, it seems to be meeting the second on the pulse from WWV. So we've got the date set right, we've got the time set right. We're probably less than half a second. Let me turn this down. We're probably less than half a second off on the time. And so now, as I said, it'll be a very good, interesting exercise to come back here a year from now and see how far off the time really is. So it's supposed to maintain time very closely from year to year. That's why they call this the Precisionist, and we'll put them to the test. You won't see that in this video because I'm going to post this video now and not wait a year, but I'll post a supplemental video or maybe even add a comment to this video regarding the accuracy of this watch as it relates to our friends in Colorado at the WWV radio station. So that's it, folks. That's replacing the battery, resetting the time. I seem to have an issue with the seconds hand on this watch. I'm going to send an email if there is hopefully customer support for Bulova and inquire about that. It may be inconsequential, it may not be, but I find it very unusual that the seconds hand does not align to 12 o'clock when you're trying to set the time. So that's it, and I hope that this has been useful for you, and I hope that it's been a better video than the first video I put out on the Precisionist watch, because I got a heaping amount of criticism for wandering off topic and not taking the band off so that you could clearly see the back of the watch and all of that stuff. So I've corrected those issues, and as I said, hopefully this helps you. And if it does help you, please like the video, and feel free to comment on the video if you want. Just keep in mind, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't get paid for this. I put this video out initially because I couldn't find anything on the Precisionist watch, so I figured whatever I discovered about replacing the battery I would share, and that was the motivation behind putting this video out. So, you know, temper your criticisms with that knowledge. I don't get paid a dime for any of these videos. My channel is tiny. I don't get I don't have enough subscribers to get YouTube's interest, so don't assume I'm getting paid just because you see an advertisement. That's YouTube covering the cost of the disk space and not sharing any of that revenue with providers, tiny providers like me. That's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.